Friday. Welcome to TTTT. My name is Amina Abdi Rabar. I really do hope that you had a fantastic week. I really, really do. I had a very busy week and I hope that yours was also as busy. Let's get straight into the stories that we're going to be discussing tonight.
Polisi wamefanya msako mkubwa wa daktari bandia Mugo wa elimu katika kaunti ya Nairobi na kwingineko nchini.
Wow, the country we live in. Even the previous expose on the dealings of Mugo wa elimu, he was still gambling with the lives of Kenyans.
You must, before you get married, you must go to our program.
So this pastor refused to officiate a marriage last weekend on grounds of a medical test by the couple. Over $1 million bob went down the drain just like that.
The first woman of color to represent our state in Congress.
A true story of inspiration from the Dadaab refugee camp to U.S. Congress. This is the beautiful story of Ilham Omar.
My friend, I want to make it very, very clear that I was not given time to think through that bit.
Senator Murkomen had a bet with comedy group Professor on the match between Everton and Gor Mahia. His response after the loss is what he said. My name is Amina Abdi Rabar. My panelist tonight, I think this is usually the most asked panel, by the way, FYI.
Yes.
Cindy, Anita, YY. How are you? And then after that is Cindy, Anita, Butita. And then a long list of complaints. But how are you guys?
We're good. How you doing? Looking pretty.
Thank you. Anita, you always look like a 16-year-old. You have to give me the secret.
First of all, let me tell you how an Uber driver made my week this week. So how do I get into the car? And he says to me, so I was going to Strathmore University, and he says, oh, you're a student. And I was like, oh my God, no, I am really old. And he goes, you don't look like a day over 20. That man made my week. If you ever watch this, just know you made me so happy this week. Very much, many days and years over 20.
All right, so let me give my story of the cab guy from the airport to my house. So he says, Madam, nimekuwa na mahali. Madam, and I'm always like, no, si mimi, tulikuwa tunaishi pamoja. Unaishi Bahati? Ni mimi. But then that day, I said, yeah, I do a show on NTV. He says, lakini uko unakanga sophisticated.
Wow. Oh my God, wow.
Ni sawa. Anyway, now, a local pastor, I don't know if you guys saw this story, who declined to officiate a wedding ceremony in Bahati area, Nakuru County, on Saturday, has defended himself. He says that the couple did not meet the standards set by the church. Joyce Waithera and her fiancé Paul Waithaka are said to have arrived at the Mizpah House of Prayer Church in good time, ready to walk down the aisle and recite their wedding vows. Friends and family, everyone is there. You can just imagine, we've all gone for a wedding, looking colorful and pretty. You know, they were there early in what was expected to be a glamorous wedding. Hey! Shock and behold, upon arrival, the couple was summoned by the head of the church, Apostle Jesse Karanja, to his office, where he reportedly instructed them to undergo an HIV test and return to him with their results. Let's check it.
You must, before you get married, you must go to our program of premarital counseling. If you don't go through it, because that's the only way I can know whether we are our responsibility to make you a good Christian.
And I don't know if you guys read the story, so they went for another test again, and another one. They had 3 tests done. My question is, why was it, last week, that when you come on your wedding day, come na hizi nini.
But what business is it of his? I'm so confused. Because I'm assuming certain things that happen to individuals is their personal business. I mean, it's not like he's going to be in their marital bed with them or anything of the sort. These are 2 people who love each other and they want to come and unite as one under God. And that's what I'm assuming is the whole purpose of having your wedding at the church. So now they're going to keep giving you restrictions. If you do not come here with your results, if you don't come here with the blood group of your grandmother, if you do not come here, I mean, surely. Then if you're going to have all these restrictions, tell me way in advance so that before I've spent $1 million bob on a wedding and my family is there, my friends are there, our loved ones are there, we've gone through all this trouble, you tell us on the day, I'm sorry, I'm not going to officiate this. If I would sue him. I'd be like, you owe me all this money, or you owe me a free wedding that looks just as glamorous as this one.
Yeah.
Yes, honey, yes.
Yeah. Why? Uliona
First of
story?
all, niliona hii story. Na uliona vile watu walikuwa nakula ni kama hawahurumi.
Kitu na njaa.
It's been paid for.
You understand?
It's been
But
paid
then
for.
again-
Haiwezi enda hivyo.
Things happen for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. Maybe may happen to an advantage ya one of this couple. You wanna get? So most of the time when things happen like this is something very spiritual. Marriage ni kitu fulani very holy, very matrimonial. You understand? Mtu ni mahurumia sana hapa ni MC. Can you imagine
Right.
hakupewa down payment?
Yes.
Sasa naambiwa hata wewe umeona.
Why?
Seriously?
You're such a chicken.
Of all the
Achana na
people.
kwa sababu bora msingi harusi. Cindy.
You see, the thing is, I don't understand why churches force people to do tests, especially HIV tests.
Oh wait, so this is a thing that usually happens. Okay, go on.
Yes, there are some churches that, in order to be married, there's a pregnancy test, there's a HIV test, and so on and so forth. My understanding is, by law, your status, your HIV status, is between you and you yourself. Even your employer, unless you're in the food and safety business, cannot demand that you do a HIV test and reveal it to other people. If you're HIV positive and you're marrying somebody who knows you're HIV positive, it's honestly not the business of the pastor. Now, for him to ask not 1 or 2 or 3 tests until they finally revealed that this girl was pregnant, why couldn't he just have said, go to this clinic, do this test, give me the result?
No, but why
take
is that
them
any
through
of your
all this
concern?
torture?
If you're not going to marry me, just don't marry me. Like, just say, unfortunately, in our church, we cannot officiate a wedding of someone who's expectant. Then I would
Because-
understand.
And there are
There
actually
are
churches
people who
that
are
say
sadists.
no to
There are some people
expectant
who
mothers.
want to make an
But what do you,
example
okay,
of you.
so Cindy, let me
Yeah.
ask you this. So then I am HIV positive. What do
Yes.
you do then? I mean, do you not now marry me? Because you understand what I mean?
I understand what you mean,
So
but
then
there are
now
some
what-
churches that feel you probably got HIV because you're promiscuous. They don't know there are different ways. There's mother-to-child transmission. There's blood transmission. Even an accident, you can get HIV. It is stigmatizing a condition.
I know, I was wondering
that
what
the
level of
government has
stigma
spent a
is
lot
that?
of
And
money
I
to
thought the church was the
destigmatize.
place where you go to seek refuge. So if that's the
Exactly.
place that is
But
now
here you are,
passing
you're
all
being
this judgment, then
stigmatized.
what's the
Amina.
point?
I have a question, Cindy.
Amina.
Other than pregnancy, I'm so sorry, why? Other than your story ya pregnancy, hiyo ya HIV na hizo vitu zingine zote zinawahusu kwa nini? Yani, ndo nielewe. I remember last week a friend of mine told me she got pregnant with someone like in the choir or something. A girl,
Yeah.
sorry, that she goes to church with, got
A
pregnant
worship leader,
with one of the
probably.
members of the choir, and then they were as in paraded during the Sunday service at 8:30
Yeah.
a.m.
My-
Then the
Making
the
an
pastor
example
said that
of
they have
people.
done bad things.
And you ask
Jesus
yourself why people are
Christ.
running away from the church. You're asking yourself why a country that has been quoted by so many scholars as notoriously religious, we are still on the brink of almost murdering each other during elections. So if we are truly this religious, why is it does not show on the grassroots? Why is it we are so corrupt? Why is it we're not giving? Why do you have street children? Mtu anakuliza 10 bob, unakula your fast food, hata huwezi mpatia drumstick. Seriously.
That's
I
true.
think the religion in Kenya has become the opium of the masses.
That's true.
Amina.
Why you wanted to say something?
Yes, there's a part of vow yenye nasema in sickness and in health.
Yes.
Make me understand, show me the light.
Boom. Hey, Pastor, why?
Hey, in fact,
Bongela point.
Bro.
Bongela point. And in fact, Cindy has asked a very good question. Why don't we feel it at the grassroots level, where we have quack doctors,
Yes.
such as
don't
Mugo
even get
Wairimu,
me
a
started.
man who was charged 3 years ago with various offenses linked to operating an illegal clinic and an alleged rape of a number of patients, is a wanted man again. Instead of ending the practices that almost got him jailed, Mr. James Mugo Ntichu, alias Mugo Wairimu, only moved his operations from one place to another. It used to be at Gilderay 44, Akenda Kayole, Islando. in Kayole that his questionable medical practices have been exposed, and now the Nairobi Flying Squad boss, Musa Ego, say that they are hunting for him to answer to the allegations. And then, you know, it's been an ongoing case now. And I don't know if you guys saw, you know, if that expose was so...
It was what's scary to watch.
Heart-wrenching. That
Yeah.
is the actual word, actually. You know, and if you didn't feel emotional, like, I don't know, I haven't watched something that shocking. It was a piece by one of our own here at NTV, Dennis Okari, that shocked the nation. What are your thoughts, Cindy, as you are watching him removing a placenta, telling that girl, you know, the kissing is part of, you know what?
It's just,
Gosh.
it's, as you said, it's very heart-wrenching, especially for me coming very close to childbirth, and how traumatic that experience is. And to have somebody play with that experience for his pleasure is really very disheartening. Now, you know what is, where I come from, we say it has held my mouth nothing, or makodoga. What has held my mouth is, in the recent cases, the ones that are in the media right now, of high-profile people being murdered and whatnot, it took only a number of days to find the perpetrators or the suspects and call them to book. This Mugowai Wairimu guy, what is it that he has that he cannot be found? I am really shocked that in a couple of days, we can find bloggers and jail them because they have written one negative thing about the government. But we cannot find this guy who has openly defiled women and has lowered what
they
is
are
meant
looking for
to
him.
be
You
a
know, you
precious
can't go
moment
into
in a woman's
hiding.
life to a hobby. Why
Yeah.
can't we find him? Why is he walking free? What happened to the first time?
That's what I wanted to ask.
You know that he's and let me tell you something, Amina, this guy is going to come back and contest to be a governor 2022 or an MCA, and people are going to vote for him. And then here we are going to churches and giving them a HIV test and saying, touch not my anointed. Why can we not, as the religious people we are, come up in arms and say, enough is enough? This war against women in this country, it's too much. This is somebody's mother, these are our sisters. Why is he walking free?
Hey.
I don't understand.
And then you mentioned MCA, and then I remembered, you know, there's an MCA involved in the exam cheating scandal. And those are the kind of people who do now, again, you know, we keep asking, you know, 10 to 14-year-olds are getting pregnant every day in this country. Who's doing it? People like that. Anita, thoughts?
Well, Cindy has pretty much said a lot of what I wanted to say, but if this man is caught, which he should be, this time round, please, I don't even... Why do certain people, I understand it's a freedom that is accorded to you as a citizen of the country, but some people should not get bail. There's some things that you do that are so unforgivable, surely. Because, I mean, somebody like this was he given 2 million bail last time or something of the sort? I don't know.
Can you believe it?
Yeah, and he was out. So you basically move your practice to somewhere else. People knew that you have moved to somewhere else. That was a very painful video to watch. Do you know, I was in shock. In fact, there were times when I was like, okay, I'm really hoping they'll cut it now and go to something else because, wow, this is actually happening in our country. As you wake up every morning, as you go about your activities every day, as you go to sleep every night, what you saw on TV is actually happening in our country to people who live in this country.
Anita, let me tell you something.
It is painful.
Okay,
When he is caught, please, just put him in jail and leave him there.
Yeah.
Now I think two things should happen. Number one, healthcare should be regarded fundamental. In that case, healthcare business will not be lucrative for con doctors.
I agree.
Because what is happening is that they are taking advantage that people are desperate for healthcare services.
Right.
Number two, systems should work. Like, for example, this guy trended the other time thoroughly. I expected nothing like this, but amerudia kitu because no action was taken.
Imagine.
Probably, you understand? Nothing was done. Now sai tena atawoka now free. Don't be surprised.
I hope not.
Tukikuwa na
I
episode
would
3.
not be surprised. But I agree with you, our healthcare system really needs to change because nobody should ever be desperate enough to be in that situation.
And you know, the thing is, quacks are everywhere. Some people can say, oh, even in this country, quacks are there. But the thing that I'm honestly very shocked is that campus students dug a tunnel from a bookshop to a bank, stole money. In 2-3 days, they were arrested. This guy is running around free. He has not been arrested. What are we saying in terms of our justice system?
But then
and
also,
what
you know,
we
Cindy,
feel
there's
deserves,
a lot more,
you know, credence and pressure in terms of, you know, if we really wanted to catch this guy, we really could. Unless he's dug himself into a tunnel, our
Cindy, I
police
need to
force
take
and
a break.
everybody around it can catch this guy.
Yeah.
Is it that they're like, hiyo ni stories za wanawake so ni sawa? It breaks my heart.
It does.
that
There's
he's
always lack
running
of
around
evidence.
free.
Him, the other doctor, the doctor who told him he can use his license, you know, the
Yeah.
cops who know what he's doing and they take a
Nothing is
GO2 a
happening.
week to just turn a blind eye. Everyone, if you in any way were linked to this doctor, man, why are we calling him a doctor? To this human, you've also really done something to the young girls who we saw in those videos. And hey, my God, some of these stories, let's just take a break. We're gonna... And welcome back to TTTT. I was just on Masoko, the website, just looking through what I need to be getting because the weekend is here. So you could get some drinks. If we could just have my computer, Jaxo, mirrored up on the screen so that they can see what I'm looking at. There we go. So we have that cooker. As you can see, you're saving from 17K. It's now 12,000. Then the speakers, there we go. Look at that woofer looking so good. 2,999. All that. Oh, where have I gone? Wait a minute. We're back. Okay, so if you're looking for a phone, this is for 1,999. Then there we go. So we have stuff up to 43% off on babies and kids. Let me see. Body cream, perfumes. There's a lot. There's a lot to get here, guys. Masoko.com is a place to be. TVs, cameras, the way everyone now is blogging and vlogging. That's what you need to, yes. You can buy deo, you can buy stuff for the bathroom, you can buy things for your baby shower that you're going for. It's a lot. There's so much. There's so much. Masoko.com. That's where you need to go. You can pay using, you know, Visa card. You can use your MasterCard. You can pay using M-Pesa. You can use your Bunga points, guys. Come on. Come on. They've been having a shopping festival that started last month on the 16th and it's going up until the 11th of January. Okay, so www.masoko.com. That is where you need to go so that you can get presents for your friends. Or you could just buy things for yourself. It's very affordable. And so you can, you know, get your stuff within 72 hours. Imagine, delivery is free. You don't have to pay anything extra. So you just shop and we deliver. That's all you need to do. So www.masoko.com. And of course, also want to talk about your experience using masoko.com. So with the hashtag #JustShopWeDeliver, please do inform us, tell us, and you can tag us at The Trend Live. The same way, I want to buy a present for Cindy because it was her birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Cindy.
Cindy, you share a birthday with my sister. Happy birthday, boo.
Thank you so much. You know.
How old are you turning? Can we ask you now?
Please.
Okay.
Fine wine. Let's just say it's fine wine.
These days you can sue your country to have your age reduced to what you think you should be. So please, Cindy, be proud of your age.
Oh, you saw the story?
However old
The
you think you
gentleman.
are, go to the courts and say, I believe I should be back to being 20. I've been told by my doctor and my Uber driver I look not a day over 20.
There's a man in, I think it was, there was a country this week. He's 65 years old, and he said that he identifies as a 45-year-old. So he's going to legally change everything. Yeah, the doctor said, you know, he has the inside of a 45-year-old, so he's going to change it.
Because he wants women on Tinder. That's what he said.
That's, yeah, he just wanted to have more success.
Amina.
Yes.
How sure are you that Cindy is turning? Labda anagonga. Unajua kuna
Kwenda
kutana
huko.
In fact, there's someone here who posted a picture and said that you look just like this person. Why? I can't find it now. Oh, there we go. Here, if we can show that picture. Does he look like that gentleman, the footballer?
He does.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Why?
Yes.
Imagine you need to talk to your parents nicely.
Ask very serious pertinent
nitafute.
questions.
Pertinent questions.
Yes.
Something need to happen. I need to find some DNA.
Yeah.
Ndugu yangu ani support.
Manze, akusaidia hata wewe uhame huko. The comments are coming in hot and heavy. Cleo says, I once witnessed an SDA pastor in Imara Daima excommunicate a man for intending to wed a Catholic lady. Religion in Kenya is indeed an opium of the masses, as Cindy says. There's Coletta who says, I also blame the leadership of the church. Where were the church leaders? Does this church have a decision-making unit? People should always stick to well-organized, known churches. Sio zile tu unaona bwana na bibi ndio wamewekwa kwa signboard.
Maze.
You know those ones for the side of the road. The Nakuru pastor refused to officiate because the guy had multiple wives in different areas around Nakuru. The pastor was looking out for the girl. That's from KK. And she went on by there to add, she says, I wish you guys asked the locals the real tea. This man should even be investigated considering he's a teacher. There's more to the story, my friends. There's more to the story. I think she should come for TTT.
KK, you should have been here.
She should be a panelist.
Yeah.
There has to be a reason why a body of leaders sat and had the requirements set. Whether it's abused, that's another thing altogether. As for the parading, Amina, church is different from religion if rightly understood. Okay, thank you so much for that. All right, so now this year's exams, it's crazy how the focus shifted from the normal cheating cases that we're used to the surprising and shocking rising number of teenage pregnancies. Other than the 13,624 cases, the children officers said that an additional 290 cases were reported among girls aged between 10 and 14.
What?
I feel like every time this topic comes up, I get so emotional because I don't understand. I don't understand the circumstances under which these girls got pregnant. So I will try and come from a point of general speaking. In the event that it was nothing that they could control, then indeed, that's extremely sad. But if it's just a case of the new generation where they want to act older than they actually are. You have men who are 65 who want to go back to being 45. You're 18 years old, you want to act like you're 40.
18 going on 40.
Why? Right. At the age of 10, you should be enjoying your youth. At the age of 14, you should be enjoying your youth. You go do what is expected of you. Go to school, get you some education, go back home, make your parents proud, make something of yourself, create an application, get rich, do normal things.
But you know, people...
Because this is the only chance you have.
But guys don't have candid conversations about sex with their children.
And that's the thing with
someone who
parents.
DM'd me on Instagram last week because we were talking about condoms and we were talking about sex on the trend. And she said, I really love your show, but I couldn't watch it because you were talking about sex and using condoms with my teenage son. And I was like, but that right there is the issue. You should be able to have a conversation.
Amina, can I finish what I was trying to say?
Hey.
No, as in no, not in a bad. No, I was gonna agree. Amina's even walked away. Oh my God. No, it's because I was gonna say Amina, just come back. Amina, come back. Babe, come back. So what Amina is saying is actually true because we have also talked about condoms on our show, and we were told, sorry, it's too early in the evening to be talking about such things. And I'm like, you do realize these kids will find these stories everywhere because now they have the internet. And because we're in a new generation, you have to talk to your kids. You have to tell your son, you have to tell your daughter from the age of 9, from the age of 10, listen, this might happen. And come this situation, this is what you need to do.
Are you now done?
Amina is a parent, and nobody wants to be in a situation, and nobody wants to be in a situation where your teenage child is coming home to you to tell you, Mom, Dad, I am pregnant, and you're thinking, is there something I could have done about it? Yes, there is. Talk to them about it. And also, Amina, I'm sorry, I should have used different language when I was saying that.
I know, it's okay, you're heated.
Makes me very, very mad.
You know what? Let me chime in a bit. Where are the people who impregnated this
That's
girl?
the
Do you remember? There was this bylaw before we became a county government, Nairobi City Council. Hawker akishikwa, you who's buying from the hawker, pia unashikwa. There should be a law that, and I like what Amina Mohammed is doing by saying, let's investigate and find who the perpetrators are. They need to be put in prison because it's very unfair. These girls are going into labor hours before exams. Some have to defer the exams until next year. But there's some boy out there, if they were impregnated by somebody their own age, who's sitting exam, flying high, waiting for results, higher. There's a teacher out there who is very happy knowing that, oh, I am spreading seed everywhere. You know, the perpetrators need to be brought to book. I totally agree with you, Anita. Sex education needs to start in school, and it needs to be at a crisis level. This issue of we can't even say sex on air, people are like, oh, you've used a dirty word. Come on, guys. Look at the street children that are walking around all over the place, fatherless, motherless, because we've refused to talk about sex, yet people are having it. So let's have sex education in school, but most importantly, wewe unaweka mimba, pia wewe unaingia ndani.
It's true. It is true because a lot of the times the adults take advantage of the kids, you know, whether or not that, you know, they were lured, or maybe, you know, if we're talking about, you know, incidences of rape, that's different, I get it, or forced marriage, I get it, that's different. But then there's some of them who you don't know, you know, you like this person, they give you sweets or they give you airtime or phones or whatever you like. Which one?
Girls in the school.
Wow. Anyway, why? Unfortunately, you will have to give your feedback or your 2 cents when we get back. I'm being told we have to take a break right now. We'll be back with more TTTT. I see Kay Ondimu, welcome back. I see Kay Ondimu, who says parents should take the responsibility. Teachers are not paid to prevent pregnancies. Hiyo ni kazi ya mzazi na P2. Msitubebe ufala. This has to be a teacher.
What? It should be in the schools as well. Because there's some parents who never have the confidence to tell their kids.
But they should though.
They should.
Or have someone.
It's 2018.
Let me tell you
know what,
something so
Amina?
crazy though. We literally have 2 minutes. So okay. So there is a child in my neighborhood who's about 10 years old and likes another kid who's about 9 years old. So as I'm being told this story, I've seen all of them being born. I'm so confused as to how do you start this conversation? It's crazy. But anyway, why? How
Yes.
come umezungumza?
Amina.
Sema sasa.
14,000 is a very huge number.
Tunakusikia why.
Where, imagine we can hear you.
Okay, hatukusikii sasa.
Okay, we've lost YY. All right.
Why?
Why,
Can't we
why?
hear you?
We're actually done with the show. We just needed you to say some words. Sorry, unfortunately, time is
Hello?
done. There was so much
Yes.
that we had
Oh,
to
he's
talk
here,
about.
he's here,
Oh,
he's
there
here.
he is.
Amina.
Back. Yes, YY.
Yes, I was
In
saying
30 seconds, yes.
that 14,000 pregnancies for teenagers is a very big number.
Yes.
These are 2 count of offenses. Number 1, taking advantage of a minor. Number 2, the fact that they were pregnant means there was no measure taken. It means you are risking them risking them of contracting diseases.
Yes.
Maget? Now, what should happen? The same way Cindy said, hawa watoto wenye wanaweza taja baba za watoto wataje, DNA ikonfirmiwe siku watazaliwa ama kama wanaweza fanya before, then serious action itakiwe so that ipunguze.
Unfortunately.
Aki wewe. It
All
looks
right,
like
so
he's
on that
miming.
note, we're going to end the show there. You guys can only wave at this point. We are done. I really wanted to talk about Murkomen and his bet, but unfortunately we don't have time. 100,000 for tea, we don't have time. It's just, there's a lot. But please, sex education is important. Talk to your kids. Don't hide around, please. Thank you. Catch you at 10 o'clock. Rayvani, Mawasama, Ayo Liza. It's going to be a full show, jamani. Kwaheri.